us, Ms. Swee. She will be talking to us about how we can manage our stress better. So she was a graduate in double mathematics, National University of Singapore. She's an ex-IT AVP in Singapore Bank, in OCBC Bank. She is a certified actor trainer. She's a co-author of a book called Once a Queen, Always a Queen. She was one of the featured speakers in Harvard Business Forum in Harvard University 2016. She conducted corporate health workshop at Ministry of Manpower. So let us welcome our speaker, Ms. Swee.
Hello everyone, good morning, Elton. Yes, why morning? Because morning energy is the best energy, yeah? So thank you Shira for the wonderful tea. So let me just show you, this is what I do. Okay, so I am just like anyone else, my parents want the best for me. So actually I managed to complete my university, and I actually went to work, and I did the talk and I did a book. But then, a lot of us here, because of the pandemic itself, many of us realize one thing. If you have everything in your life, but you do not have health, you don't have a life. In fact, many lives were lost during this pandemic itself. Agree?
Yes.
So health is very important. And today's topic concerns about one aspect of your health, which is even more important. Okay? It is your mind. People say you have a good body, but if your mind, there's something wrong in your mind, can you function? You can't. You can't function at all. So we are talking about mental health, and the state of your life is nothing more than a reflection of your state of mind. Okay? So this is the statistic since the lockdown 2020, last year. A lot of people work from home. It's a switch, right? Some people say, I enjoy working from home. But as you can see here, this is only beginning of last year. People start to experience the pressure of working from home because of Singaporeans. Over 70% work from home. They stay in a HDB flats. The space is limited. Okay? And not to forget, they still have to deliver as what the boss wanted because of the resource cut down, retrenchment. There are higher expectation from the worker actually. But you're working from home and you expect to deliver more. And you're looking at here, 7 out of 10 employees they feel stressed. And this is this year alone. What happened here? We are talking about suicides. Suicides in Singapore is the highest in 8 years. This is not talking about Singapore. It is talking about worldwide. We talk about Malaysia alone. If you look at the statistic, it is very alarming. Yeah? And the next thing we talk about, it is not just us we are in danger, but our children. Who has kids here? Who has kids here? Are you worried about your kids? Yes. Okay, so we do not know what exactly they are experiencing. Why the kids are killing themselves. Okay? So here, we talk about mental health. A lot of you may know all these things. We talk about you need to manage your stress, okay, and to have quality sleep. If you don't sleep well, you are stressed. When you're more stressed, you cannot sleep. Usually that's the case. And then we talk about diet, yeah, what sort of food, and then staying active. Who can we talk to when we are depressed, when we are stressed? Do you have somebody to support you or not? in your life to help you to de-stress? Do you know how to de-stress or not in the first place? Some people, they may just sleep over and the next day they're okay. But do you see people whereby at the look at their face, you know they are very, very stressed. Just by looking at their face, they have the three lines, their face is so sad, everything is crazy, right? So, but the thing is that we need to understand one thing. All of us are different. Why? Because we have unique DNA. And why DNA matters for all of us here? Because we are all different. There is no one size fits all. So let's watch a short video from a professor why we need to have this DNA profiling test, which is a very advanced technology to help us to identify and to prevent the stress before it becomes worse. So let's watch a video here.
From the outside, but there are gene variants in our DNA that we should know. Hi, I'm Dr. Cole. Everyone is born with different gene variants. These gene variants control our visible characters, such as hair color and height, as well as many invisible but critical characters, such as responses to proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, risk for deficiencies in vitamins and minerals, respiration and injury recovery rates, predisposition to a variety of health conditions, such as risk for cancer diabetes, infectious disease from colds, flu, and others. The only way to determine and discover the gene variants in your DNA is to do an accurate genetic test. The gene variant profiles will then be analyzed to unlock the secrets in your DNA. Knowing the secrets in your DNA can really empower you to make informed actions to achieve the benefits in terms of your health, fitness, and lifestyle. There are two major advantages of doing a genetic test on your DNA. First, a genetic test will be performed with to use the ISO 17225 accredited laboratory. To the determination of gene variant profiles via the Illumina Infineon HDS assay. The results from our lab are accurate and of world-class standard. Second, the gene variant profile will be externally analyzed by our experienced partner company in the UK. You will then receive an individualized report and have access to an interactive mobile app containing information at your fingertips. We care for you. You will be asked to complete a questionnaire to identify key points about you, including lifestyle, nutrition, and medication. A personalized genetic action plan will be created for you. The actions are calculated by your current risk levels based on your genetics and responses to the questionnaire. You are empowered to use your personalized information to meet your health goals and to materialize your genetic potentials optimally. Your gene profile stays the same over time. This DNA test can be done at infancy, adolescence, adulthood, and old age. Hence, this is a 21st century approach of using your personalized genetic information to achieve optimal health, fitness, lifestyle, and preventive health. Stop wasting money, efforts, and time using the generic one-size-fits-all remedy without knowing if it is really beneficial to your body. It is time to have a DNA test done with TrueYou to know the gene variants in your DNA. Health starts by knowing your genes.
Yes, actually what Dr. Cole said that in the video itself, actually our health starts from knowing your genes because we are different and we need to look into what exactly suits us. So here, today we are looking into this DNA profiling test known as TrueYou. And what is TrueYou? It is a DNA profiling test that is not meant to diagnose illness. It is not to be. It is actually to give you an understanding of who you really are. Okay? And it is like your GPS. When you, who drives here? Okay, when you drive, you need a GPS, right? So in our life, imagine you have a GPS telling you what is good for you, what you should do you should do more. And by doing so, you can be the optimum self. And this DNA test is using your DNA, which means that you only do once in your lifetime. The reason being is that your DNA does not change, okay? Unless it was subjected to massive radiation, yeah? So, TrueYou DNA test can help you, first of all, to discover your health risk, so you know before it happens. It is talking about the percentage, the likelihood, not that you will be having, is that what you are more higher risk compared to the normal people, so you know what you should do lesser. And also to understand your personal traits and discover your potential. For someone like who is born as an athlete, let's say you have a child, very young, okay? And you do not know what's their potential. So you try the child, keep the child exposed to everything. But the child is actually born to be an athlete. But you bring him go to play piano, that's not the way. So this is something that you can discover the potential. And how the body responds to different types of food and supplements. Okay? So this TrueYou DNA is very simple. All you need is just to contribute 2 ml of your saliva. And why do we choose saliva over the butter swab? As you can see from some of the stores, they do have the butter swab because it is actually 78 times more stable, okay, the DNA. And also, it has 18 times higher yield and 5 times better quality. Imagine if you want to contribute your saliva, do you want to do once or many times? Once, right? So we want to make sure it's as accurate as possible. And the other thing is that the DNA is actually extracted from the saliva in this lab. This is not an ordinary lab, by the way. This is a award-winning lab. It is actually the whole lab itself, for including the process and all the procedure. It actually fulfills the highest grade, which is the ISO IEC 17025-2017 requirements, meaning that the results that generated from this lab, they are recognized across labs, across countries. So it is very reliable. And the lab actually uses automated data management called customized LIMS system. This is to make sure that your data are kept confidential and accurate. Okay? And the way that we use to derive the data is using trusted Illumina peak array microarray technology, as stated here. What is unique about this is that we actually selected 1,000 snakes to derive your result. Okay, the 1,000 snakes is actually looking at your DNA. We look at 1,000 portion of it to identify your result. Okay, so the lab is actually supervised by a team of scientists. Okay, the chief scientist officer is actually Dr. Ko Chong-Lek, the one who is spoken just now in the earlier video. He is not an ordinary person. He is actually what I call him as Dr. DNA in this region. Why? Because he has over 50 years research and teaching in genetics. He was once the head of DNA Center of NIE in Singapore. And he was the first scientist to provide DNA typing service in this region. So he is the expert. And not only that, we have Dr. Tay, another very experienced genetic research fellow. And we have a UK partners, to help us in the analysis as well. The team is over there on the left bottom. So the DNA test is unlike your ordinary yearly checkup. What you do is you need to go to the hospital, right? And you need to fix appointment, right? It's very troublesome. This DNA profiling test is very simple. You can do it anywhere at your convenience. All you need to do is just purchase the kit, and then you collect your saliva at any place. Yeah, so long you don't take food, don't smoke, don't drink. 30 minutes before that, you can take your saliva already. Okay? And you register your details online. Why we need to register online? This is to tag the what you call the barcode, your collection to your account. And then you send in your saliva. And by doing that in 4 to 6 weeks, what you were expecting is that you will get all these reports. Okay, look at this report itself. There are actually 11 categories. As I said earlier, we were talking that this is not diagnostic, it is actually profiling. And the parameters the reports that we selected for all of us here, are those whereby once you know the results, you can take action on it. Okay? You can make adjustment in your life to be a better self. So we are talking about diet. You can change your diet, right? After knowing what diet is good for you. Your physical, what exercise is suitable for you. People talk about how to de-stress, they need to exercise, right? It's a very good form of de-stressing. But do you know what exercise is good for you? You need to look at here. Vitamins, we have the supplements, and then we have the health risk, sleep, very important of it, mental health, gut health, immunity, stress, heart health, and eye health. Okay, for myself, when I know about this report, I was looking at one particular area, the eye health. To me, I feel that it's irrelevant initially. Why? Because most people would not go for their eye checkup unless they are diabetic. Correct? So, for me, when I found out my report, it was an aha moment. When I look at this open-angle glaucoma, this is an irreversible effect on your eye, whereby they call Chinese, it's called 青光眼. You can get blind totally. And I have very high risk. Thank God I get to know earlier. I know what I should be doing more to protect my eye. So the report does not just give you the results. One thing about this is a total solution. Because it will give you the result, first thing, what is the findings about you. And then the next thing, it will give you your recommendation. What exactly you can do for yourself, okay, to overcome it or to make it better. And then there is an action plan for you as well, okay? So for today, our focus is on mental health, right? So I will touch on few categories, not all the categories. Before the category, I will just want to show you, in the report, you will see this genetic indicator showing you whether in terms of risk, gifted response, or benefit or likelihood. So, in a summarized manner is that those on the left, on the red zone, means it's not so good. On the green zone means is more favorable for you. It's a better result. So, I was looking at this stress overview category. There are actually how many of them? 6 parameters here. The first one I would like to talk about is the pressure related to stress. Some people work very well with pressure, right? Meaning like pressure from the boss, pressure need to work better, perform better, and then you work really better. This is actually, by the way, my report. I'm showing you my report so that you have an idea. Everyone is different, okay? So, for me, pressure actually is not favorable for me because it's a slight response, which means to say that if I am subjected to very high pressure, I can enter into chronic stress state. Okay? So, pressure to me is not a very good thing for me. It must be manageable, the pressure. So my boss look at this, or whoever, my family member look at this, they know that they actually in the red zone. You realize that? I just highlight on one thing. Stress leading to physical symptoms. What is this? Okay. Do you know of your friends who always have headache? They will feel always have headache, itchy skin, and then they have this tweaking, This is actually physical reaction due to stress. Not because I have a headache, because my head got problem. It's actually I got stress. So when you look at this indicator, you know the person is a stress symptom. Recognize it as a stress symptom, then you know that it's time to minimize the stress. Okay? And not only that, who loves coffee here? I love coffee. And you know what? For me, too bad. When I'm stressed, don't give me coffee, I get more stressed. So you really need to understand. Are you the same as me? So if you have find out that your result is also in the red zone, then please don't take coffee when you're under stress. And the next one, stress and sleep. Because if you have good sleep, it's much better, right? Sleep is actually very important in stress management. And we look at the first one, sleep duration. Why some of the kids, you ask them to wake up, they will not wake up. They need to sleep at least 8 hours. They're very cranky because they could be like me. They need longer sleep. So don't ask them to wake up too early because it's going against them. When the body is not natural, it becomes under stress. Okay? So the person will feel stressed as well. Another thing, okay, you look at here, I have 3 very bad reactions. One is the narcolepsy, and stress affecting sleep risk, and caffeine affecting sleep as well. So, if I'm stressed, I cannot sleep. So, stress and sleep, insomnia. Many people in this region actually suffer from insomnia. So, we really need to identify what is the cause of insomnia. So, imagine you have this report. You can at least iron out, filter away, whether your insomnia is due to stress or some other things. So, you can act on it accordingly. Yeah? So, stress affects sleep. And then, caffeine also can affect sleep. So, does coffee affect your sleep or not? Some people, they don't. Not at all. I have a person, regardless of whether got stress, no stress, so don't touch on the bed, sleep already. Within a minute. Yeah? Do you know such people? They are very blessed, right? They can sleep anywhere, anytime. Yeah, but sad to say, I know that I'm at high risk in this phase. So another thing is your mental health. If you find that your head, your mind has been challenged, you also feel stressed, right? So for me, attention, I'm very low, actually. I cannot keep focus. So I am actually have to struggle quite a lot. So what I need to do is to follow the recommendation as what they say here. Yeah? And not only that, caffeine and focus. Talk about coffee again. Those coffee lovers, please check on this indicator for yourself. Because if you are doing something very important, please don't drink coffee, like me. Because coffee will affect my focus. Okay? So if you try to drink coffee, you will need much more effort to overcome. This is actually genetic. It is actually inherited from our parents. So if let's say your siblings were to do the test, you'll find that there will be some similarities here and there. Because your genes probably come from your father or your mom side. Yeah? So here, okay, there's one more parameter. It says worrier or warrior. If you know you are a warrior, this is the people who have said, you all look at them, they are all very stressed out. Most likely they are warrior. Everything they worry. Okay? So, do you have any of your loved ones at home? Do you know who are they? Are Are they a warrior or a warrior? And then we talk about gut health. Why gut health is got to do with stress? Because actually stress can affect your gut as well. You say, oh, I eat anything also cannot digest properly, I feel bloated. Because you're under stress, you cannot eat anything. Because it actually affects your gut cell. You cannot digest. Whatever you eat, you just cannot digest. So actually the thing is that stress can impact on many aspects of your life without you knowing it. But when you look at this report, everything becomes unharmed. Right? Then the other one we talk about supplement. Okay, vitamin. Who here don't take any supplement? Raise your hand. Everyone of us here take supplements, right? Because everyone knows that the food today we eat is no longer the same food we ate last time. It has a lot of contaminants. But what supplement should you be taking? We have many friends taking supplements, and they have been taking the same supplements as their friends because their friends say it's good. But now you have a choice, okay? Let your gene tell you what supplements you should be focusing so you actually make your money work. Instead of spending on supplements that is not even beneficial to you. So here we are talking about, for me, relative to mental health. Mental health, actually there are a few supplements that are very important. One is the vitamin D. Vitamin D is from the sun. That's why people say you want to be happy, go under the sun. Actually, it will help you to generate your vitamin D. And then we have the vitamin B6 and the selenium, omega-3. And all these three, actually for me, four of them, they are all beneficial to me. Because as you read earlier, I am a stress rebel. My stress actually is not so good managed genetically. So actually I need all these things. Yeah? But what about yours? Are you taking fish oil currently? Are you taking a vitamin D or vitamin B6? Are you taking it correctly? Or are you wasting your money? So you've got to check it out, really. Yeah? And the best part about our reports, TrueYou DNA reports, we don't just let you read your report. We have the expert to go through the report with you. One-on-one consultation over Zoom at this moment. So you can have everything that you need to know. And why this consultation is very important, because you will actually answer a series of 24 questions about your lifestyle. Okay? So we can, based on your lifestyle and your result, to give you your action plan. So it is actually personalized for your needs. Yeah. So people say, hey, I have seen other profiling tests in the market. Yes, but you need to look at the various factors, okay? And here, we are talking about not just first thing, the lab must be ISO. Do you have the advisory board? And then what technologies they are using, okay? And how they derive the result. Okay, over here, you can see that our results actually are based on 2,000 peer-reviewed scientific papers. And every report, we have at least 4 papers per DNA parameters, okay? And this is the customized big chip that I mentioned earlier. There are 1,000 SNPs in the market, just to let you know. There are people who will generate like hundreds of reports. But the SNPs that they use are only about 300. Okay? So if you want to do it right, you get the best. Because this report can last you for the rest of your life. And the report is suitable for all ages. The sooner you take, the more value you get out of it. Especially your little ones, your children. Because you want them to grow and be excel, right? Be better, right? So here you can see these are some of my customers as well. Yeah, they are here. And investment in your life is actually yourself, right? And in order for yourself to be your best self, you first need to get back your manual, your DNA profiling report. Okay, this is the best investment that you can do for yourself because it lasts you for the rest of your life. If it can give you another 10 good years or 20 or 50 good years in your life, you don't need to be to suffer like most other people, by the time they reach 60 or they reach 80 or some even 30, 40, they're dialysis. Why is that happening? Because they have no idea how they should, what the body can take, what the body cannot take. Today, I'm just focusing on mental health. Actually, this report is very, very comprehensive. It tells you all the things, yeah? Okay, so that you can, like for weight loss, for people who want to lose weight, they need to look at the report. For people who want to have better skin, for those of you who like anti-aging, we have good news. We have anti-aging and skin health coming to be part of the modules as well. So that's my sharing for now. I'll pass the session over to Sheila. Thank you.